Today, again, we're talking about You Are What You Believe, Part 2. Before we get into our series again, though, let me share with you. So I am live today from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I came here for my 25-year high school class reunion and arrived on Friday ahead of Hurricane Matthew. Hurricane Matthew started to roll in Friday night. Attended the class reunion, had a great time. And let me just say to class of 1991, Douglasburg Senior High School, was amazing seeing all of you. However, Hurricane Matthew came in, and it brought with it floods. It brought with it just a ton of rain and water. It brought with it very strong gusts of wind. Just amazing the amount of water that this city got in a short amount of time. And so much of the city is without power. Much of the city is without water. Many of the roads are closed. Many of the bridges have been washed away. Dams have given away. So just a tremendous scene here in the town where I grew up, and also where I'm currently located. So pray for me. Pray that I can get out on tomorrow so that I can make it home back to Georgia. The other thing about this storm, about Hurricane Matthew, that was just so incredible to me, not just the amount of time that the rain came in, just a short amount of time. However, the fact of being without water and having to revert to filling up your bathtubs, not being able to just wash dishes the way that we're accustomed to, not being able to just go in and turn the sink on, and having to think about everything, how to brush your teeth without running water, things that so often we take for granted. Now, thank God that we continue to have power throughout all of this, but even the loss of water. Even now, the city is in a water emergency. So we are even thankful for that. But doing things that we take for granted every single day. So I want to encourage you as we delve into You Are What You Believe. Ensure that you never take anything for granted. That you live a life that you do not take for granted. Don't take your life for granted. Do not take your health for granted. Don't take your relationships for granted. Don't take those around you and those who love you and those that you love for granted. We have one life, so we only get one chance. You get one opportunity to live this life. And I truly want to see you live the best life ever. As a life engineer, I want to help you and coach you through living your best life ever. That is why one of the first things that we're looking at and we're addressing is your belief system. What do you believe about you? What do you believe about your life? What do you believe about your future? What do you believe? So today we're delving in to You Are What You Believe. Part 2. We started last week. I'm going through this. So let's talk about You Are What You Believe. I want to talk today from point 2. So point 2 today is you will have whatever you believe. Whatever you believe, you will have. Whatever you believe. Oprah Winfrey says you become what you believe. Romans chapter 10 and verse 10 says this. It says, for with the heart man believeth unto righteousness. In other words, your belief is what brings it into existence. But everything starts with what you believe. What do you believe about you? What do you believe about your life? Your beliefs set your life direction. Remember, we talked about on last week, we talked about the fact that your beliefs are your truth. It's a truth. No one has to convince you. No one has to set up the argument for it. No one has to present you evidence. It is a belief. Your belief is your internal truth, your internal compass. So what is your internal truth about yourself? You have to be careful to examine your belief system. And I want to start from, what do you just simply believe about yourself? Now, I want to caution you that in life, you have to be careful not to connect with people who have no belief system. You have to be careful not to connect yourself with people who do not have a belief system. What that says is that they'll believe anything. So one day they may believe similar to you, and then the next day they may believe something completely different. You have to really watch that. You have to be careful of that, because your internal truth should not shift that easily. So let's talk about it. Your belief is your internal truth. So what is your internal truth about yourself? What is your internal truth about your life? I want you to believe that your life is worth living, not just existing. It's not just enough to go through life and exist, but your life is absolutely worth living. I want you to believe that you deserve to be happy. Not just floating through life getting by, but you do deserve some happiness in life. Do you believe that you can become all that God has designed your life to be? You will never achieve and become all that God has purposed you to become until you first believe in who God has purposed you to become. So as we look at this today, and we look at your internal truth, because your internal truth or your belief system will guide your decisions. Decisions decide life. Your decisions decide your life. What you believe, though, will guide your decisions that will determine the life that you live. So you need to examine your beliefs. You will always have whatever you believe. Examine your beliefs, especially what you believe about yourself, because that sets the tone for everything else that takes place in your life. What you believe about yourself will impact your decisions that you make and will guide the life that you live. So I want you this week, examine what you believe about you. What is your internal truth? What is your belief? Because you'll have whatever you believe. This is Pastor Chiquita, encouraging you that you are what you believe. I want you to live your best life ever. Join me every week. We will be publishing times. You can check my website, the1hourprinciple.com. The1hourprinciple.com. The1hourprinciple.com is actually the website that supports this book. This is actually my second book, and it is the 1 Hour Principle, and it is all about your personal life, your personal productivity. It is all about helping you to transform your life in 40 hours. In this book, I teach you how to transform your life in 40 hours. Many of us work at least 40 hours a week. Well, what if I can teach you how to transform, how to change your life in a work week? So the 1 Hour Principle, check it out. All my books are available at Amazon.com. Also have my book, Warring Women. Warring Women is for those women in any stage, in any season of life. Encouraging you that no matter what has happened to you, no matter what circumstances have taken place in your life, that you were never anointed to be disappointed, but you were anointed to reign. You were anointed to reign. So I encourage you today to examine your personal belief system. I cannot wait to see you again Tuesday night at 9:30. We're continuing to go through You Are What You Believe. I'll see you then. I'm Pastor Chiquita. See you soon. Thank you.